If you're like me, then you are really, really glad that 2025 is behind us now and 2026 is here. 2025 was one of the hardest years that I have had, and I know a lot of others as well. It was a very challenging year. It was a numerical year number 9. So it is the ending, the completion of a cycle. And with that, we had to tie up all the loose ends, face the unfaced challenges, and really look at what is left over in our lives. There were so many conflicting energies pulling us in different directions last year. And we were forced to really see the truth of what we still had to deal with. And the challenges in front of us were sometimes our fault and sometimes not our fault. But collectively, we all have to face personal challenges and social economic challenges that affect everybody on this planet. This year in 2026, a numerical number 1 year, or a 10, some people would say, but it all boils down to a number 1 year, which is a year of new beginnings. And I personally felt the transformation already leading up to the beginning of this year. I could feel the level of positivity rising in myself personally. And I just have this feeling of fresh energy, of a new start, that some of those old challenges that persisted are going to ease up now. When I tune in on the energy of this year, 2026, there are 3 key themes which emerged for me, and I want to talk a little bit about them. The first key theme that emerged is personal responsibility. So last year, 2025, we all were faced with final questions about where our responsibility lies. We are responsible for how we react to situations. We are responsible for taking care of ourselves, our mental health, our physical health, and health on every level. We are responsible for how we conduct ourselves. We are responsible for the impact we have on other people. And there are many, many forces pushing us towards negativity. There are forces interfering in our positive development, in our success. There's definitely a major push to isolate us individually, to break us up as communities, and to drive a wedge between people through division on every level, whether it's racial, economic, political, spiritual. Every type of division has been leveraged in this last year or last few years to bring people against people. So this year, 2026, we have a fresh start. We know that we are the creators of our reality, or many of us do. We know that we have this awesome creative potential given to us by our divine birthright, by our blueprint from Source God Creator, however you see divine energy. But what we are often not told is just how deep and far and wide the level of interference is to influence us to project and create realities which we really don't want, which aren't for our highest good. And in that sense, we can feel like victims, and we are victims, but we are also simply lacking sometimes in the wisdom to be aware of what is happening and to do things differently. And this year past, 2025, I was challenged to seek out my connection with the divine. In circumstances where things are outside of your control and you are suffering, the only thing left remaining to do is to give it up to source code creator, to have faith and to allow yourself to be guided to the right actions or ideas or emotions even. So in 2026, with this increased awareness about how powerful we have increased accountability as well to ourselves and to our wider community because we are all one. We are responsible for how we respond to other people. Maybe we don't like them. Maybe they've done the wrong thing by us. Maybe we see destructive forces in society. We see dysfunctional people. But it's up to us to, number one, create boundaries for ourselves and as a collective to create boundaries around what is acceptable and not. And number two, to understand that every perpetrator is a victim. This doesn't mean that we have to love everybody like they are our closest kin, but we do need to see the bigger picture and understand that humanity in general is very, very traumatized and try not to take things personally if we can, because usually, even though it seems that people are personally attacking us, they are really acting out of their own disempowerment, and understanding that helps us take a bit of distance from the perceived personal attacks. This can lighten the load a bit emotionally, mentally, and help us as a society become more forgiving, more unconditionally loving, more understanding, and less polarized by the forces who want to make us hate each other. The second theme that comes through for me in 2026 is authentic communication. So choosing real connection over fake illusion. This corresponds with the rise of AI. We are seeing fakery in every aspect of our lives now. We've known about fake news for a long time. We see now fake entertainment. We see fake information. We see fake charities. We see all kinds of fake culture all around us, which is attempting to rewire our brains and our perception of reality so that we accept realities which are not authentic, genuine, and the true expression of us, of humanity. Being aware that authentic communication is vastly, vastly more effective and more conducive to positive change than fakery, than automatically generated responses, than asking AI what to think and do about everything, is very empowering, and it's critical in this time of change while we are at a very vulnerable point in our journey with technology. We're seeing huge advancements and huge changes in automation, and also the idea of independent intelligence in machines. These are pretty scary concepts because there is indeed a huge vulnerability. We so easily give away so much of our autonomy, so much of our independence, so much of our authenticity because we are overwhelmed. And that is by design. Life is made really, really hard. Life is very challenging. And people who live under stress and in fear, in scarcity, are much more easily manipulated than those who do not. So it's really this year very critical to stop going for the easy option, to stop going for the lazy option, and at least when it comes to your personal expression, ask yourself, am I really being authentic? or am I relying on a technology and in essence giving my power away to it? So this is a theme that I feel very strongly this year, the idea of real connection. Many people have become very disenfranchised with social media, understanding the risks on a mental, psychological, emotional, and physical level. And we're seeing different groups of people withdrawing from social platforms or using it far less. This I see as a very positive move, but it certainly isn't the majority of people. So this year, let's all be very aware of what authentic expression and communication really means to us as a whole and in the longer term. Another key theme that I see coming up this year is community and diversity. This has been a key theme for many, many years, but we're finally really understanding that our gifts, our unique abilities, our individual perspectives are what life is made of. That's the way it is supposed to be. We are not all supposed to conform. We are not all supposed to do the same thing. And the structures that have governed us for so long, which have required us to go into one mainstream or another in order to be counted, in order to be functional members of society and have our needs met and find employment and have financial flow of what is needed. These structures and this old order are starting to appear to be very rigid, very inauthentic, and actually not effective at creating abundance. So more and more people are waking up to the fact that when they actually practice what they're good at, when they make time for what is important to them, when they listen to their inner guidance, to their inner truth, and they move in alignment with what is right for them, that everything else flows from there. So this year, I feel that this theme of community and diversity starts on an individual level with really understanding, valuing, and appreciating us as individuals for who we are, not trying to be something different, not downplaying who you are, not trying to adopt ideas of what is important to other people so much, but more being really in touch with who you are and making an aware, conscious effort to move your life in the direction of your most authentic self-expression. So these are my key themes for the year that I receive through my own channeling ability and intuitive feeling. I'm sure there's many, many other themes coming up, but I look forwards to moving through 2026. This feels like a really fresh start for everybody, and I'm wishing you all the abundance, all the joy, and all the love that you can possibly experience this year. Thanks for listening. See you soon.